Hi Lana, welcome once again to Lana's Coach. So initially we talked about how you could go through the process of actually transferring from one university to the other. This is courtesy of using the KUCCPS portal, right? So I've also engaged quite a number of people through their comments, and I've realized that there's some gap. People don't understand exactly what they need to do, and that's what has informed me maybe to create another almost similar video talking about inter-university course transfer, right? So as you can see, these are two-in-one topics, because we can always transfer between one university to the other, and of course we can transfer or move or change course, right, within the same university, right? And of course, for those of us who want to move fully from one university, they can always also change the course that they are doing. So all these are possible, right? As long as you just put some keen maybe interest in understanding what should be done within this particular portal. So I really don't want to spend a lot of time, but let's just move step by step. Of course, if you had already watched our previous video about inter-university transfer, some of the concept or content are kind of repeated, but for the sake of clarity and addition of new information, right? So some things that you need to know that KUCCPS really advocate, which are very, very important to ensure your successful transfer of course or other change from one university to the other one. You should be eligible for transfer, right? So you need to have been placed on the program which you are seeking to do it, to transfer from, which is very, very important. One will also be able to apply to transfer to a course whose minimum requirements you meet. This is ideal because you can't move when you are doing the transfer. If you don't meet the requirements, you can't be able to proceed to the next step, right? So you have to meet those particular requirements. Like for example, you can't move from a course which required maybe some cluster subjects which are required a C+, and you want to move to some subjects which requires a B+. So that cannot happen. Number 3, applicants to degree program must meet the applicable cutoff point, which actually is tied to the second point. Very, very important. Now the program applied to must also be within be of which the applicant was placed, which is also very important. And of course, number 5, an applicant may only apply to transfer to one program at a time. So that's very, very crucial. Other important thing to note during the transfer, right, is that applicants can only transfer once for the duration of the program placement, right? So once you activate transfer within this period of 2023-2024, that can only happen once, right? So you have to wait for another transfer period is when you can be able to do the other transfer. Number 7, the applicant may view the available programs and the requirements by clicking on the program tabs, right, and search for courses by institution using the institution tab. Of course, I've said above, but I expect you to relate once you join or rather log into your portal, right? The portal provides the institutions, and of course it provides the program, so you have to look at them thoroughly and maybe pick on the program that you want to move to, which institution is providing this particular program and their requirements. In fact, you can even do this before you actually embark on the process of transferring. Once the applicant has settled for the preferred, you need to have the 7-character program code. This is very, very important, right? The 7-character code is what you're going to enter, right, to proceed with that particular application. And of course, to apply, you use the transfer applications tab and follow the instructions provided, right? So the other thing that you need to check is that you need to pay some amount, right, which is charged per application, that is 1,000. You do this via some kind of M-Pesa transaction, and kindly remember to save to keep this particular code safely, maybe for future reference. And this can be done via the eCitizen. In fact, I'll show you the procedure, right? You need to go to the eCitizen, and then it's going to prompt you to pay this particular amount. Now, there are caution that you need to check here. First, there are people that masquerade as people who provide these particular assistance, so they might want you to send the money to their account, so be very, very careful. The other caution is that do not attempt to make payment, right, before the applicant has been prompted. So until that particular window that appears, right, at the end of the application for you to make a payment, do not give your what, do not send that particular money. Reason is because either your submission will not be successful, or you might end up paying for the wrong thing, right, or maybe the deadline has passed, right, so the money can go to waste. Then you have to, once one has made an application for the transfer, you may monitor the progress via the student portal. Now, this payment is actually critical, and this is what happens, right? When you click on the submit button on the application form, a pop-up will be displayed. Yeah, click here to pay. This is very important, so you have to get ready to pay for that, right? Some code will be generated, so you have to click on the link and you'll be redirected to a page within the eCitizen payment instructions. Kindly note, it should be eCitizen. If it directs you to another page, chances are you could be clicking on a wrong link. The other one, choose your preferred payment method. Of course, it should be M-Pesa, right? And you can see the business number here is 22222, right? And of course, some kind of payment reference will be made. So use your phone to make those particular payment. So I want us to proceed to the next level, where we are going to look at the step-by-step process of how you can do this particular transfer. But you will pardon me because I won't be able to log into the portal, but I have some kind of step-by-step or rather screenshots that can help you achieve that. If you're still enjoying the information from this particular video, kindly take a second or two to click on that particular like button, and of course join our community, the Learner's Coach, by clicking on the subscribe button, so that you get to be notified in case we create other useful information. Thank you for joining us. Now, step-by-step guide. So first is to log into your KUCCPS portal. That is the students portal. So you have to click on this particular link, as you can see here. So this is the link that you'll click, then you log in. I hope I'm talking to someone who has already done this process, so you just need to transfer. So the process should be very familiar. Of course, you enter your KCSE number, right? Then you click on the transfer tab. Yeah, this is a game changer in all these. So the transfer, because you're transferring, right, either from one course to the other or from one university to the other. Then the third procedure is to fill in this particular application details, right, based on the program that you want to transfer to, right, university program. Remember, we are talking about course transfer here. As you can see, this is just a sample screenshot that shows you how you can enter your transfer application details. In fact, this one was being done from the Mount Kenya University. So you can see this is a Bachelor of Business Management. So this person wants to transfer. So you need to get the code associated with this particular program. As you can see, it should be a 7-digit program. You can enter it here, right? So that shows that is the program that you want to do it, to transfer. Then you need to enter the reason for transfer, right? So in the second part, you need to tell or provide the reason why you are transferring from one particular course to the other, right? And also this could apply to when you're transferring from one university to the other. Also capture the documents that are needed, right? Now remember, as you proceed with this particular process, you'll be engaging different parties, right? There are different parties that will be engaged. So it depends with what you're transferring. Is it the course, or is it the from one university to the other? Be reminded that for the course, it's very simple. You just need to change the code. Oh yeah, and then of course you wait for the approval, right? But for the transfer of the entire university from one university to the other, you need to ideally make some additional steps, like engaging the university that you're moving to, right? So there'll be a back and forth process that I'll mention. So this is a payment process that I was showing you earlier. So part 3, transfer payment. So you need to provide the 1,000 shillings, right? This particular code is very important, so it can be either be used maybe to claim if there's some kind of error, with the technology, something might happen. So you'll need to provide this code to show that you had paid. Now, ultimately, of course, after providing the reason for transfer, right, you have offered the money or provide the money. So step 6 is to wait for the endorsement by receiving institution, right? So initially you are to go there physically and be approved, but I believe this nowadays has been made simple via the portal. So once you recommend some kind of institution, they'll see it and they can always just approve that, and then the releasing institution can also approve it on the portal, right? Because this is one of the question area, or rather where people were really asking what happens, right? Because as you can see from step 8, actually is almost the final step, which will be reviewed by the KUCCPS, just to see that everything has been done properly. So the last point is now for those people who are moving from one institution to the other, is now to get your transfer letter. So you'll be able to download this particular transfer letter from the portal, right? Now someone was asking, so after this, how do I get the transfer letter, right? I've told you that I have so many people. Some are from Nyanza, but they were moved, or rather they were selected to join some universities at the coast, Mombasa. So they decided to change or transfer to their close university, right? They didn't move to Mombasa physically. Everything they did it within the portal. So if you are telling me that you have to move, right, to go and get this particular transfer letter, no, you can just download it, and then the last option is just to go physically now to the university that you want to join after you have transferred, right? Because it's very important to go with that transfer letter, because the additional information that might be expected from you, right? Or also you need to ask some questions like this program, how much does it cost, what and so on. So I believe at least I've cleared some air on what people are asking from our previous video, and the better part is that I've put details into writing. So kindly check within the description. I've shared the link to our website that gives quite an elaborate information about all this process, and should you also have further question, kindly use the comment section to address it. All right, thank you.